What's up, guys? Welcome to Seek the Greatness, a channel that's all about applied self-investment. And my name is Kwaku, and today I'm going to show you how to spend and save money at the exact same time. So I'm going to show you a method that can constantly build wealth as you are spending money. And it's very, very simple. I got this model from Bank of America, so I'll show you how it works. So this method that I use to spend and save money at the same time is called the Chisel Method. So here's how it works, okay? So in my bank account, I actually have three separate checking accounts. So I have a checking account that is categorized as bills. I label this account for bills, and obviously this account is for my bills. I calculate my monthly expenses, and then once I calculate my monthly expenses, I know how much I have to put in this account for the bills, for the bills to come here. So I know that, so monthly, I pay about $390 for my monthly bills. So, and most of my bills are set on auto pay. So anytime a bill is due, the company that I'm paying my bills for just comes into this account and extracts it from here. It does not extract it from my main account. It does not extract it from the main account that gets my direct deposit. Okay, so that way when I get direct deposit, that money stays to myself. And then I have my stash account. Actually, let's call this the Chisel account, because this is the Chisel Method. So I'm going to call this my Chisel account. So this is where every time I spend money, I tax myself a percentage, and then I put it in the Chisel account. So I'll show you how it works. Okay, so the Chisel Method is basically whenever you buy something, after you buy something, right? Let's say I bought this deodorant for like $3. After I buy this deodorant for $3, right? I'm gonna go into my bank account, and then I'm gonna round it down. So let's say I have $1,500 in my bank account. After I buy this deodorant for $3, right? I'm left with $14.97. Now what I'm gonna do is, with the Chisel Method, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to keep your bank account, your main account, right? The account that gets direct deposit and all that stuff. What you're supposed to do is to round this down and keep it flat. So you always want to make sure that your bank account is always rounded down after an expense. So after $14.97, I'm gonna round this down to maybe $14.90. So I'm gonna take $7. I'm gonna take this $7. And then put it in my Chisel account. So that's $7 that I've taxed my bank account, that I rounded down, and I've moved it into my bank account. Also, you can customize this method. Maybe if $7 is too much, because maybe you don't like the fact that it's too much, maybe then you can round this down to $14.95 and take $2, and then you have $2 in your bank account. Also, so I always keep this flat, right? Let's say after I made the expense from $1,500, I had $14.95 and 78 cents. Maybe after an expense, I have $14.95 and 78 cents. I'm gonna round this down to $14.90, and then I'm gonna take that $5 and 78 cents and put it into my Chisel account, right? And then, so now I'm left with $14.90. So let's say I'm left with $14.90. So after $14.90, the same thing happens. I go and make another purchase, something that I have to buy. Let's say I have to go and buy toothpaste. So after I buy toothpaste, I'm left with $14.73.
Damn!
That's some expensive toothpaste, but it's just for examples. I'm left with $14.73. Maybe I went and bought some bulk toothpaste, from Costco, a bunch of toothpaste from Costco. And now I'm left with $14.73 and 87 cents. We're gonna take $3. We're gonna round this down to a flat number. I'm rounding this down by multiples of 5. So now I'm left with $14.70, right? And I took the $3 and 87 cents and then added it here. So let's just round it up. So let's say $6 plus $4. Now I have $10 in my Chisel account. So basically, you're moving money around, but what you're doing is you're creating your own branches of government and making sure that each checking account is playing its own role. Because as you're spending, you're saving money, and it's not like it's a psychological hack. So you're not really thinking about it because you're not really missing $3.87. Or if you want, you can just round down by the cents. There are different increments you can round it down by, but this is how the Chisel method works. It creates this psychological hack. And as you're spending money, you're also building up this Chisel stash. Now, what you're doing by the end of the month, right? You see that you would have amassed a lot of money. So, because on average, when I do this, I save away $150 a month using this Chisel method, because as you're always spending money. You spend money, right? So if you're spending money, you should tax yourself the same way the government taxes every time you earn and spend money. So that is the whole idea behind it. So at the end of the month, I'll have $150, and that is $150 that I can move into a savings account, that I can delegate into a savings account. I can delegate this into my portfolio, and that way I'm constantly building wealth, incremental, at a fast and constant rate. Because if you're always spending money, you should make sure that you are taxing your expenses, and you're also taxing the money that comes into your main account or through direct deposit, right? So that's a quick method of how the Chisel method works. I show you this in the Hammer and Chisel Finance program in my online course, and I show you how to customize your Chisel method. I show you how to delegate it into different your different accounts, and I show you how to make the Chisel method work for any financial goal that you have set for yourself. And I'll show you how to achieve it. So with the Hammer and Chisel method, I've used this to pay off over $20,000 in credit card debt. I've used this to boost my credit score to 780. I've also used this to constantly stash extra cash to grow and invest. And this limits overspending. Because when you are spending money, you come back. This method always makes you come back to your bank account, and you know how much money you have in your bank account, because after you spend, you come back to your bank account and then you check it, and you check how much you have to round down, and then put it in your Chisel account. So this is a very, very great method. This is something that I've used to help me build wealth and help me hit a lot of financial goals. So if you're interested in the Hammer and Chisel Finance program, make sure you check the link in the description. It will take you to my Udemy landing page, and you can learn more about the Hammer and Chisel Finance program. But I highly recommend it. Again, this has worked wonders for me, and I want to make sure I pass on this information to the rest of the world. This is Kwaku. I love you all, and remember to seek the greatness within you. Peace.